Hey guys, my name is Timo Parker, I'm a vocal coach and I'm here to help you to improve your singing voice. In today's video I want to talk about a very common problem which I have talked about in several videos on this channel, which is air pressure. The thing is, when people start learning to sing without air pressure, they are a little confused, or a lot confused, because so much of their singing is based on, let's say, core support, that they tense up their core and that they use a lot of air to generate a note. And all of a sudden we take this air back and you're left with, a pretty weak and small sound. So I want to dive into that a little bit today, give some demonstrations, and this can hopefully show you how you should practice all these things to develop your voice. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So singing without air pressure is nothing new. It has been around the block for a very long time, and actually the old Italians already knew Inhalare La Voce. So inhale the voice, we want to keep the air in our body, but in a relaxed way. So what most people do is when they sing is that they inhale, and as soon as they start singing the first note, there's a stream of air coming out, an exhale. And we have to try to eliminate it. And there's actually also a visual support that we can use. In this case, I have this beautiful red lighter. Unfortunately, that's all I had lying around for today. So what we want to do is hold the flame in front of our mouth, and if we exhale, so when we exhale, you see it's going off immediately. So what we want to try is, let's use a very easy fifth slide for now. So when I exhale, so the air is coming out and is blowing off the flame. So what we need to find is a way to sing where we actually hold the air back. So even on the high note right now, what I was using is what I call head voice, so the vocal cords are not contracted. I have a video about this, I link it up here. So basically I'm not using air to increase pitch, and I also don't use air in the beginning of the note. If this would be the case, the flame would go off immediately. So this is something that you could actually already practice with. That is holding a flame in front of your mouth, but what you can also do is just hold your hand in front of your mouth and see how much air you are losing when you are creating a note. Okay, so now the difficult part about this is the following. If you take the air away, and let's say you've been using air pressure for a long period of time, all of a sudden the note doesn't really start anymore. Somehow it's not working. So let me give you a very bad, in this case a very good example. So I try to show you what would happen if the note doesn't come straight away, but I don't use air. So I inhale, and let's say you're stuck in this kind of mode and the note is not coming out. Well, this can happen if you have a lot of tension and a lot of air pressure that you used over time. These things got tight. So what you need to do is find a spot where the note maybe naturally wants to start. So for example, let's go a little lower. And typically the lower register has taken a big toll because we're not used to singing in head voice there. So it's going to be low in volume, it's going to be pretty weak, and there is a chance that you're not even able to create notes that are relaxed. Okay, so now I might hear you saying, well, I can sing without losing air, but the only way I can do it is something like this. Ah, ah. This kind of very sharp sound, which I don't know, some people call it mixed voice, some chest voice. For me, it's a contraction of the vocal cord, so I would categorize it into a chest voice sound. These sounds, when the vocal cords contract, they have the tendency to clap harder against each other and to firmly close. And this is because, and that's why there's even less air coming out. So you might be able to do something like this, okay? You see the flame went off when I was speaking because of the consonances. But you should be able to do also something like this. So now it was actually also pretty low, and in the lower register, you, especially if you are very open, there's a tendency to easily lose more air. That's why it's also hard to sing long phrases in the lower register. So what you should try to do, regardless of what sound you're using, I would always recommend to use softer sounds, so something I did right now towards the end, where you are trying to create sounds not based on air. And you can use a lighter for this to check how much air you are using. If the flame goes off, you're using too much air pressure. You're losing too much air when you're singing. So a way to keep the air back in your lungs is to work on your rib cage, on the intercostal muscles. I have a separate video about it, I will link it here. So basically you open up your ribs, keep everything open, and then you can sing. So I just thought that this could be a nice visual aid to like figure out how much air you're using when you're singing. And yeah, I think that's really important. And also being able to do that not you are also able to do that in a soft sound. And this soft sound will grow over time. And it's just important that you base everything on muscular basis and not on air pressure. Alright, I hope this video could show you a bit more visually how it looks like when you're singing with no air pressure, so the flame is barely moving and we're definitely not blowing it out. Try it out and definitely do it as well with the softer sounds, so airy sounds that sound airy, but you're actually not using too much air. The airy sound is created because you have so much space here in your throat, but it doesn't mean you have to exhale while you sing. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like it and leave a comment below how you're going with this exercise, could it help you? And I thank you so much for watching, guys, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.